Record. Okay, week 6. We're doing landscape. I got all of your wonderful landscape photos. I love it. I love seeing what you see. And yeah, we're going to talk. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about composition, and then we're going to do some quick. I picked a photo, a farm, a simple. I wanted to go with a simple landscape that we could do and work through together. And oh my gosh, my brain is just like wanting to download everything. And so slow it down. So, you ready to get started?
Mhm. Yes,
And I'm having in mind, let's do another open studio. Are you guys up for that?
sure.
If it works
Maybe. Yeah.
in time? Okay. So, and then because if we don't, I love that. If we don't finish this and you can work on it at home, and then we could talk a little bit more about um, looking at your landscapes if we don't have time today. Okay, so let me get organized. First of all, composition, what does that mean? Landscape, what does that mean? Landscape is when you go outside and you see a bunch of land. It could be cityscape would be, or a townscape when you go into a town. So a landscape can be anything. It could be, and I saw it could be mountains, it could be water, it could be a creek, it could be a farm, anything. And that's a beautiful thing about landscape. It could be, oh, you go outside and you can paint it. The thing about uh, going outside when you paint, and that's really your best teacher, is to do plein air painting, outdoor painting, or drawing. But when you go out, you see this 180-degree thing. You've got all this stuff in front of you. And when you first go out, it can be very overwhelming. And um, when we did still life, we had just a small compression. So the reason I bring up still life, and this is going to help you, and I know this will, when you do landscape, you think of it as a still life. It's just not objects on the table, it's objects out in the world. So it's a still life, it's just bigger. So kind of keep that in mind. We said sometimes when you think about you've got a barn, you got some trees, you got some land, tables of land, the background is the sky, some trees. So when you start thinking of it that way, it kind of slows you down and goes from to, oh, okay, I got this. And one of the things we talked about in Still Life, or may have heard, is a thumbnail, viewfinder. A viewfinder is like looking through a camera lens. So then you're not looking at all this. Now you're starting to look through a, a window, and then you could use your hands like this, and you can move it around, and you start to isolate what you see and find a composition. Do you all know what I mean by composition?
Mhm. Yes.
You're composing a painting. And so it's really good to find something if you're excited about it, and then find something that has a fairly good design, and it makes your painting a lot easier to do. So some of the photos you sent, I think Nancy, you sent one of being on a pathway in trees. It's like we're not doing that because there are so, I mean, just my experience with trees, unless you have a really good solid darks and lights and shapes, you can get so caught up in the trees and it can get really confusing very fast. And that's really dependent on what what season.
Then mine's probably bad then too.
Oh no,
Because I
none
had a
none of
lot of trees and water.
none of this is bad. And in fact, that's one of the things you want to try to, some stuff you want to try to do when we look at your photos. And even a photo that seems bad, it's the way you crop it and manipulate it that you can turn it into good. Even the photo I sent, it's not very pretty, is it? It's like, and it's all compressed. So nothing's bad here. I'm just teaching you, once you start understanding, I'm just doing a quick overview here, just really quick. And once you start understanding what to see and what to look for, your photos are going to naturally get better. You'll become a better photographer. Okay. So what I want to hit some of the basics and of composition. And let me get my notes. First of all, just a sec. Okay. First of all, you've got your canvas. And you know, when you take a photo and you can see those lines running through, you'll see something like this.
When you're cropping a picture.
Yeah, when you crop it, you'll see these lines. Yes. And this is breaking the view or the image into thirds. And when you're working with landscape or anything, typically what we'll do when we take a photo of a human, we'll put them right in the middle of the view, right here. But it's more dynamic and more interesting if you go into the crosshairs. So the focal point, typically you don't want to put it in the middle of the canvas. When you put your focal point, the thing that says, wow, that's it, that's what I want people to look at, will go either here or here. So what I'll do when I take a photo, I'll zero in on the person and then I'll shift it left or right. Okay. The horizon, when you're working with a landscape, a lot of times you either put the horizon line is on the upper third or on the lower third. So you don't want to put a horizon line right in the middle, because then it's more dynamic and interesting if it's above or below the center of the painting. Okay.
Yep.
Have you ever heard of stuff like this before?
Mhm.
Some
Not me.
I haven't either.
if you have, so when I'm out and trust me, when you go out, you see something, you're like, grab the camera, snap it. Try to be on live. I even talked to Diane when we're out in the car and I'm driving past. If I'm driving and Mark's in passenger seat and I'll see something, I'm like, snap, snap, snap. I'll do this, and then he'll grab his camera and take pictures, and he takes multiple pictures. And what I'll do is I'll go through those photos and I'll use the live and the live button on my phone, and then I'll slide it and find the best image. And I've got some amazing photographs doing that. And just some that are like, where are you? You know, it just takes you into a different world. So that's what, or if I'm in the passenger seat, just snap away. And then I grab that live button. So
While you're moving, you're taking in pictures while the car's moving?
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
And that's the thing too, when we want to take a photo, to preserve a moment, we're trying to get everything not fuzzy. We don't want to blur. We want to get everything just perfect. But as an artist, when I take reference photos, if it's a little blurry, that's okay. Blurry's good, actually, because you don't get caught up in the detail. So as a artist, when I take pictures of people, professional photos, they don't have any shadow on the face. But for you to paint a face with no shadow on, it's very difficult because we rely on shadows to give form, to give that sense of reality. So just like when we did the bucket of apples, that was full light. We had a little bit of shadow, but do you remember how just adding the little bit of shadow on the apples brought them to life? It was easier to paint. So as an artist, we really rely on shadow and light to give the feeling of form and reality. Okay. So when there's some basic compositions when you're looking at a landscape. One of them is an S. So it's when you're looking at a painting, I've got a barn here. Here's my barn and some trees here and horizon in the distance is back here. And what you'll do, what's easy is if you have like a road that's leading into it and you want it, an S curve is where you come around into the focal point. So like a road or a pathway, but it's a way to enter into the composition. You can enter in from here, you can enter it from here. An S curve. You could use a trail, a path is easy. Today we're going to use hay bales and I'll show you how to use objects to start leading your eye into the painting. And it's better not to have a direct path to the barn because then you get there too fast. You want something that is slow, that you meander and you're walking yourself through the painting. Okay. Some of this is it's really fast. If you don't get it, you'll see it. So just kind of let it rest on you a little bit. And any questions?
Not yet.
Not yet. The thing we want is, and some of the thing that you want is you want to create interest. So if it's just a flat field that's all completely flat, no flowers, nothing interesting in that field, then it creates this blank space. So it's easier if you had something in there to move your eye through. All right. And it's really good if you have a focal point, something that you're leading the eye to. And that could be, in the photos that you all shared, it could be a brilliant colored tree or a mountain or the reflections in the water. Or there was one that had this big, interesting rock. I think, Diane, you had that. Diane Esser. A fence. Fences are nice. Now, one thing with fences, you gotta be careful about, you want an open space to get in through it. And if you have a fence down here, you have to be careful of fences because the minute you put something straight across, it's hard to get into the painting.
Mm.
So, and as an artist, you're composing it so that when you're looking at it, you're moving, you want the person to move the eye through the painting. You want to have an opening. So here's the barn over here. You want to have an opening where you can come up through the fence. I mean, you have you ever looked at a painting and you could feel yourself in that painting? That you can see yourself walking through that path. Nancy, when we saw that one painting at Maria Stein and the one that you picked, there wasn't much information on it. It was a beautiful little painting with beautiful colors. There was a house and some bushes and stuff, but it was ambiguous enough that you could put yourself into it. There was still some composition there where you move through a path, but it was just very colorful and soft dead. It was a sweet little painting. But that's what we want. We want to slow people down, have them look at our work, and then just imagine themselves in that space. Okay?
Mhm.
And when we're outside painting, a lot of times we think we have to copy everything that we see. But we get to move things around, or we can leave things out. We don't have to record everything. That's a challenge that I have with painting trees, because I'm like, tree, leaves, ooh, leaves. I'm like doing that, but that's not, when we're painting, it should be darks. This area is a darker orange. This area is a lighter yellow. So it's more of looking, and then you put in here's some trees and where they sit. So we're doing that underpainting like we did with the pears last week. We're doing underpainting of moving color, and then we put the stuff on top and incorporate the objects on top. Okay. I'm gonna change. Any questions?
Today I do.
Okay.
Our first drawing I just saw because I was coming crazy day. So you sent this picture
Mhm.
and the basics of it. And are we doing underpainting with this drawing? Or is it just free for all what you want us today to? Because we have multiple sheets we'll be doing.
Today we'll work on one,
Okay.
and I think this is a good question, because I'm like, how do I want to do this? Because with the still life, we blocked in areas. We had and we worked on more of a block in with color. You remember the bucket, and then we did the foreground and the background and then the apples. But this time, I'm thinking about incorporating what we learned the last time, where we have color, like this area. We're just going to do an underpainting, just quick, using, and we'll mix up some different colors to put down here. Ignore the hay bales.
Okay.
And we'll just kind of do just fast and underpainting. And then we'll mix up a little bit darker and do this. And then we'll start laying in the colors for the barn. And then we'll do the sky and the roof. So, but I want to try to keep that looseness, because when I painted this, it was really fun, because just like the tomatoes and the pears, it kind of emerged, these hay bales just kind of emerged out of the ground. So it didn't look like I cut and paste hay on these. Are they jelly rolls, or what do we call these?
Mhm.
My farmers in the
so.
room. Huh?
I think so.
They're
Cheesecake
they're just
roll-ups.
they're hay bale. They're hay
Yeah,
bales.
they're just a round
Hay
hay
bales.
bale.
Yeah, it's
Round
around.
hay bales. I don't want them to. I want them to look like they're part of the landscape, incorporated, not cut and paste. So I did this, and there's a couple things. Yeah. And we're going to start with the thumbnail first, because when we look at the photo that I shared, okay, let me do this. And then jump into new key photo. Okay. When I shared this photo here, there's hay bales everywhere. And I'm like, I don't really want the hay bales to be everywhere. Although I got crazy with hay bales. I started having fun with them. it's really good to start putting them not everywhere. They kind of look like that here, but when you're standing there looking at them, they kind of go in. There is a little bit of order to them. They go in a row.
Field there would be.
And then some of those dark lines, you see the darker areas within the ground.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of motion here. And do you see how your eye in the photo kind of starts moving through the hay bales to get back to the barn? Do you see how that is in the picture? You all are so quiet. So what does that mean? Give me some feedback. If you're not sure, let me know, because
Well, I guess, I mean, you can't, when you look, when I'm looking at it, I go around the hay bales to get to the barn because I'm too old and arthritic to climb over them. So,
but they like here, do you see how they're leading you in?
Yes.
And if you were, and even here, it seems like it's almost like this V. So when I started painting them, I moved them so that you go like this. You come through the painting, you come up over here, and then you come into the barn. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm. It's like you
So
have a field patch.
yeah, like what?
It's like a little, you could drive through there if you wanted to. A little patch.
Yeah, yes. So I'm just creating, and there's a couple here, and it's pulling you through here. And then what you want to do is, and I did this in 20 minutes. I didn't have much time. And I think that's good so that you can see the underpainting and not a finished painting. And so, do you see how messy it is? The sky's too dark, and it was fun. This was fun to do. And I wasn't worried the sky's too dark, but I'm not worried about that because I can go back and paint into it and start tweaking and adjusting and lightening the sky and lightening the roof. I start making those changes. But compositionally, it pulls you up here. And do you see how this orange catches your eye? Pulls you back down. Do you see
Mm-hmm.
this?
Mm-hmm.
So the thing about an artist, and this is this, and if this is something, I don't want you to overthink it at this point, but because I would, and it's more fun if you just let your intuition and you think, okay, I want to pull you in, and I got into the barn. It goes up the peak, and there was an orange tree right here. And a lot of times, nature, it's a perfect, the colors are perfect. Nature is like really good at composition and color. The picking the colors, it's just an expert at it. But these are some of the things that I do to keep into the painting. You want to keep the person in here, and I want them to go to the barn. So let's get painting. So
Okay.
one of the things you could do, especially with this, is organizing your hay bales and where you want to put them. Two things. When I did it, first of all, I set up and I did a quick thumbnail sketch. I was looking at this, and then I thought, okay, I'm going to draw this. I don't want to include everything. I just want to do a quick thumbnail sketch. And then I got a sense in this, when you do a thumbnail sketch like this, it'll get you into the location, it'll slow you down. And what I did is I just drew a quick barn. And then I started putting value on. values. So I lost my picture. And then I decided what I want to have on the painting. I've got the orange here. I got some value back here in the trees. So I'm quickly drawing it without going into detail. And this is going to be a little darker over here. This is the darkest here. The sky's the lightest. I'll leave that white. And then I want to include this tree here, but I don't, on my canvas, I don't want to, the tree in reality would be off my canvas. So as an artist, I thought, well, I'm going to put a tree here and one here because I like the tree being, rather than having a blank space here, which I could, I think it would be more interesting to have a tree here just to balance what's going on over here. So thumbnail sketch. What I do, okay, let me talk about planes. Any questions so far? Good? All right. When I look at value of this this painting and actually, or this photograph, actually what I'll do in reality, I'll turn it into a black and white photo. So when I'm out in the field, I'll do this. I'll take a picture of what I'm doing right away. And then I look at turn into black and white and look at the values. And the sky is the light. So the sky is always the lightest. If we broke it down to 4 values, the sky is going to be the lightest. Plane of value. I'm looking at the sky, the ground, and the vertical, the trees, and the barn. And then there's a little house back here. So of those planes, the sky and the ground, the sky is going to be the lightest. I'm not looking at the hay bales right now or the house. The ground is the next lightest, light midtone, because it's receiving light from the sky. Anything that's vertical, like the trees, are going to be like a darker midtone. And depending on how the light's hitting it, do you see how this side over here is a little bit lighter and this side's a little bit darker?
Mm-hmm.
It's probably the sun was coming this way. The barn over here is in shadow, so it's going to be the darkest. And the barn in the front is it's a dark midtone. And I was thinking, for some reason, I was thinking the top, this was lighter, but it's a midtone, but a little bit dimmer than this. And when you squint, can you see how this light goes here?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And it actually, even the light value, this is a little dimmer. So when I do a thumbnail sketch, I'll do one real quick. What I want to do is create a little square about the same. We'll just make a square like this. I'm looking at the ratio of my 11/14. So it's not a square, it's a rectangle, but it's not a long, thin rectangle. It's like this. In the photo, the barn is going right through the center. So I can have a choice. I have a choice here. I can either crop it so that the barn's low and I have a lot of sky, or I can crop it so that I have less sky and more foreground. And the foreground is more interesting than the sky. The sky is there's no clouds, nothing of interest up there. So I'm gonna put my horizon line up here on the top third. And then I have a choice. Do I want to crop it here and show this? Or do I want to show all of this? Or do I want to show it like this? And even when I block these, do you see how it changes it when I do? Let's see. I could do this. I could do this. I can really zero in and say it's more about the house. I can get rid of the house completely. If I do something like this, do you see how it starts to change?
Mhm.
Even if I include some of the barn like this, if I don't want to crop it here at the point, I'd want to come over here. I chose when I did mine, I want it less on the left and more over here. And by move the trees over. So, and these aren't many masterpieces. These are just really quick little drawings. It's not even proportionally correct. And I use vine charcoal because it's easy to lay in value very quickly. And it's easy to lighten it. And rather than, I wanted to have this right side a little bit high. Do you see how the line here goes a little bit? Here's the front edge of the barn is down below. And then I did this. That has value on the front. And then you can do, there's a little color up here. The front's a little bit darker. This is really dark. And then over here it's darker shadow. And then this is a little bit lighter than the left side. This is a little dimmer and a little fuzzy. That's it. And then you put some hay bales. Hay bales are round, they're an oval and they're like a little Tootsie Roll. The ones in front are bigger. The ones in back are smaller. And doing this, I would just doing a quick little thumbnail sketch. Just put three to five hay bales. And then eraser. The drawing that I gave you, I drew out some to get you started. You can always add more later. And then do you see these little lines right here? I don't want them coming over here. I'm gonna have them coming. I have them come up here into like this because there's a little bit. Yeah, just something like that. Okay. Questions. Just give it a try. Try one. Well, a lot of times when you do the thumbnail sketches, you want to do 2 or 3, but just do one. 5 minutes. This is a thumbnail sketch.
So that it appears more in the background.
So I'm leaving the sky. The sky is the lightest. I'm leaving that white. The hay bales have just a little light catching the light on top, so I just pull them off. And I'll put one over here too. A little oval. Hay bales have a little oval on the front. Have a top, round back. They look like little Tootsie Rolls. If I want to put the house in, I would not paint it. I would just do brush strokes of white back there. I would indicate it. I'll send this to the art group. There we go. So you can look here, or I sent it to your phone. You can look on your phone. And then just draw, 4 or 5, no, 3 or 5 little hay bales. You see it okay?
Okay. So in your picture, your black and white picture there, you've got more hay bales than what we're actually going to be drawing.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to put all those on there?
No. Okay, I want to make sure we were looking at the same picture.
Yeah. So this is your artist license. You can put your hay bales. That's when I did the painting. It becomes okay, I want a couple, and I went crazy with hay bales, but I put a couple in the front, one here and one over there. Probably would have been enough.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're doing, yeah.
So I'm making kind of a where do I feel like a hay bale needs to be? And I could have done one way in the front up here, but then it becomes huge and it becomes about the hay bale.
Yeah,
And I want it to be more about the barn in the back.
right.
So you get to arrange your hay bales wherever you want.
Okay.
Hey, Michelle, looking at the value,
Uh-huh.
is the roof and the field, which one did you say was lighter?
Um, you know, when I do this
Yes.
when I do this and compare them,
Oh, okay, I'm gonna do that.
it feels like I want to say the field would be a little bit lighter
Yeah, I thought that too, but I didn't know if it was just because we can see the sun shining, or I can feel the sun shining on the
on the
field.
field.
The
Yes.
shadow, I see shadows of the hay bales. I guess that's shadows. I don't know what that is.
Um, I think when I took this, and that's another thing when you're taking photos,
Mhm.
I think I took this around 11, so the sky was the sun was pretty high. So I don't
Oh,
have that many shadows on there.
okay, yeah.
But again, I'm an artist and I could just flick some shadows in there if I want.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it really doesn't have shadows. There's just something like below where the house is. What are the dark? Is it just the land is below where the house is?
And that there is a shadow over here.
Yeah, I got that.
This piece is a shadow.
Mhm.
Under these are the doors into the barn.
Okay.
That's what you're seeing there. And if you're doing a house, I wouldn't even draw the house. If you're in buying charcoal, you could just pop out some white here, and that's it. Because there's trees in front of it, so it isn't like a pure white house back there. There's
I did with my pencil, but
Okay, I have to go. That's,
oh, you have to go?
yep,
Okay, wait a minute.
Look. There's my thumbnail.
Wait, hold it just a sec. I gotta change my view. Oh, look at that thumbnail. You made a little mini masterpiece.
But that's it. I gotta go
Um,
get my granddaughter.
Got it. And when you do it, do you see the value over here? These trees?
Yes,
You just-
it needs to be darker, but because I'm just doing this in pencil, not in charcoal.
And you're doing it fast. Yeah.
when you
Yeah.
get ready to paint where,
I did it as quick as I could.
It looks great.
but.
All right. And you think you're gonna have another class? I'm gonna be gone all next week, so
Okay.
I don't know when I'll get my masterpiece finished. It might be a
Okay.
while. So
All right.
you guys have fun.
Just drop pictures in the group. Let me see what you do, okay?
I will.
All right. And you'll get the replay. So,
Yeah, I'll watch it.
okay, bye, Lisa.
Bye, Lisa.
Bye.
Yep.
Light, I mean, as the sun.
Is it 11:45? No, cheesy weezy. I want to start
10:45.
painting.
It's 10:45 here.
You need to turn your clock back.
Smaller.
I need to change the
I don't know whether to start again and make this smaller, like up here.
I have like this little analog clock and I'm not sure how to change time on it. It's not easy. Woo! Okay, how are we doing?
Good.
Are we supposed to put this in there or do you just want us to hold it up?
Oh, hold a minute. Let me see. Just a sec. Oh, that's awesome. Look
I
at
don't
that.
have my vine charcoal right here.
I don't
handy,
even
so
have
I'm-
charcoal on. I was just watching. I didn't realize we were like, oh, like putting them on.
Oh my gosh, you guys, these are amazing. They're so cute.
I have my charcoal out.
I love it. So wait a minute. How many little thumbnails? Oh, you did 4 thumbnails, Diane.
did.
Wow.
Jeez.
Sister Diane, that's so cute. What's this little snake going down there?
It's a path.
Okay. Nancy and Susan held yours up.
I didn't do one. I was watching. I didn't realize we were all supposed to be doing it. I don't have charcoal. I don't.
Okay, that's all right.
See that? Mine's in pencil.
I see that. Yeah,
There, is that better?
yes, that's better. That looks like a path. Yes. That's just real quick, you could use pen and ink. You could use, they have markers to do these. I have my success rate at painting is higher when I do thumbnail sketches
Interesting.
because there's a couple things that happens. When I just stop, drop, and start painting, I'm like, ah, and I'm just throwing paint on. And then all of a sudden, then I gotta go back and fix it.
Because you
And
found something new.
yeah, or it changes, or I just have to, then I'm forced to trying to wait, that doesn't fit there. And sometimes, sometimes I do that and I get success, but I get a better, higher rate of success when I slow down and I look at the location and I do a quick little drawing
Mm-hmm.
and I get it. It's just, you start studying what you see and you're slowing down and you're not looking at barn, trees, hay bales. You're looking at the values. This is here, it's located here, and it's a little darker on this side and it's lighter on that side. Then you become more familiar with what you're drawing. And then you don't have to fix it or, try to start while you're painting, you're trying to get it to look right. A lot of this, you just have to do it. Once you do it, you're like, oh, I get it. Right, Nancy? Nancy, you've been doing plein
Yeah.
air.
Yeah.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're like, crap,
When
what do
even
we do?
doing my thumbnail, I have chosen one of the four.
Oh, which one did you pick?
I'm choosing this one down in the corner. The last one I did. Because I
Okay.
was messing with where to put the barn,
Yeah.
closer, near, sideways, like you showed us. And then I decided I kind of like keeping it a little bit smaller and doing landscape and picking up some bigger things to introduce to it, to the back side of it.
So are you putting, hold your drawing up again. Let me see. So where are you putting your barn? Like what quadrant?
This one.
So would it be down here in this area? Or is it
No,
up here?
not quite that high, but a little bit. And I'm going to make my barn bigger.
Yes. Awesome. So you'll have it sitting above, just a little bit above, not in the middle, but maybe a little bit below or a little bit above the middle.
So when I started sketching, it's pretty close, but I'm going to change this a little bit.
I mean, it was 8 by 10. I feel like.
Got
So
it.
what I want to do with this is change these angles and kind of make the barn face me a little bit.
Oh,
inside.
okay.
I'm going to flip it a little bit because this other drawing kind of like gave that darkness up front, kind of like I'm going to change the angle and push the barn character-wise.
Got it.
I'm going to move it that way.
Awesome.
Instead of being oblong and simple, like square angles, I'm going to pull it.
Okay.
So the
Sweet.
face is the dark face. You'll see more of it.
Okay.
Was what I want to do.
Okay.
So
I
if
would
my canvas, sorry, if my canvas is 8 by 10 instead of 11 by 14, do I need to adjust, like make the barn a little smaller or set it in a lower
Yeah.
position on the field or?
Let me, I have I think you can make, yeah, you could use this and you just it would fill the canvas up more, or you can
Yeah.
just make it, like you said, make the barn a little bit smaller, which when I did this, I'm like, Diane, should I do this or just let you guys do it? So I think you're finding your own way. If you want to trace it exactly, go ahead. But I just put these hay bales out there just to get you started. You can choose to add them all or pick the ones that you want. And even then, and we've learned this with drawing, on the canvas, you don't want to put a lot of detail because once you start painting it, you lose it.
Yeah.
And even with this, I would prefer that everyone uses paint and draw it on, but that's all right. You don't have to. You can trace it on, you can draw it on, and then we'll take paint and go over the outlines, just like what we did with the bucket. Just so that when we start doing the underpainting, we'll be able to see the lines. Okay?
Okay.
And if you're doing the 11 by 14, I'm going to go from the back of what you can do if you want to trace it. I'm trying to get this. If you want to trace it, then you could just move the barn around. Do you want to have, I would suggest try to have more field showing because it's more interesting. But you can put the barn, on this canvas, here's halfway. You want to get the barn either a little bit above or if you go a little bit below. When I drew this, if you put it right on the edge of the canvas here, you're going to be 1, 2, 3. You'll be on a third. that way. I go 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2. So here will be the focal point right in here. And it's funny because you don't want to put any, this weird thing might happen when I say, you know, the middle third, you don't want that to be your focal point. You're going to have stuff in the middle third, this middle bullseye area. You're going to have stuff there. You just want to push your focal point over in one of the quadrants, crosshairs of the thirds.
I think I put mine a little too low. Should I start over?
Yeah, shift it.
Like to shift it when I put the paint on?
You can, yeah. Or you can just redraw it, lift it up a little higher, and then so I'm going to show you how I draw using paint so that you'll see it on the camera. And when I draw with paint, I like using like red. You could use any color you want, but I like using red. There's something really, really sexy about having red lines on your painting that pop through. Plus, it's warm. People will use purple, a brown, kind of a sepia brown. And what I do when I paint this, I found thirds like this, and then I look at the image, and then I just start drawing the barn. And when you draw a barn, it's more interesting if you, like in the photo, do you see how flat the top is? It's very horizontal. Do you see that? It's more interesting if you put just a little bit of an angle on it. So just in a box, this is the leading edge. So this is my box. The top, I'm just putting a little bit of a lifted angle. The angle, the front of the barn is steeper, to the back is a little bit less steeper. Here's the back side of the barn. It does something like this. And just give me a little barn tutorial quick in the video that you can watch.
Do your lifting angle too in the front a little bit.
Wait, do you say it again?
Your barn angle on your dark face.
Yeah.
You've lifted that a little bit too.
Just a little bit.
Just
But
tiny.
yeah, and when you paint it, you're not even gonna see it.
Probably not because of the darkness.
Yeah.
Got it.
Oh, I was gonna say for you, Diane, I would put a hay bale right in here, like on the photo. Do you see how there's a hay bale right here?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it won't. You'll just have this big black shape, this big
Got it.
dark shape. So, yeah, it'll be more interesting that way. And
Get in there.
yeah,
Okay.
and then the peak, this line back here, it's a little bit flatter than this line. The ridge of the barn closer to you is more vertical, steeper, and the one to the back is a lower. And I just know this stuff because I've wrestled with it for years. And I'm dropping the barn just a little bit below the horizon line. So this one is a little bit higher, and I'm stepping it down. And then here's the orange tree. And I'm going to draw in a couple hay bales. I'm going to put one down here. And I don't want it too big. And these are crazy to do. And as they go away, so if how do I want to do this? I'm going to put one, as they go away from you, they get smaller. And if they're a little wonky, that's all right.
Do you want any of this stuff to put with your paint?
And I'm just putting a little color on here. I got a little bit big. So I'm just moving color around with my finger. And then I'm going to put a little one over here. And then that's all I'm going to draw. I'll paint in the rest over here. There's on the left side of the barn, there is the tree. The tree line, it goes up into the roof. So do you see how the tree line on the photo? It's not down here. If it were down here, then the trees would be way off in the distance. It would give a sense of distance. But when I look at it, the trees over here feel closer, don't they? And the ones over here feel, no.
I think it's the other way around.
Yeah, I just saw that. Yeah,
I think because of the lighting too, it's changing it.
it feels like this is closer. Yeah. And I'm just going to do a quick little washy tree line here. It's all fuzzy, but it goes up into the roof a little bit. This tree line, here's another thing. This part of the barn goes here. This tree line is over here. And
Michelle,
this
can you
side,
please move your painting over to your left? Because our camera shots are right over your painting. There you go.
you got it?
I don't know how much room you got.
It's like, I told Mark,
There
I
you
need
go.
to boot him out of his side of the workshop.
I know, we talked about that.
He's got to go.
Or more.
You either start making some money or you're out.
Or more.
And that's it. Oh, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna put a little. I'm looking at my canvas, and there's a hole right here, so I need to put a little hay bale back here,
Clean this brush out very good.
and it's further back, so it gets a little smaller. And I'm gonna draw in where the dark area of the entrance into the barn is right here. And then I'm going to put a little hay bale right here. So I'm using this color and I'm starting to get some value on my canvas. And I'm going to stop here because it's going to get crazy. Stuff will get crazy. So, oh, and I'm putting, do you see the orange tree? You want to just kind of mark where that is. And the orange tree goes above the barn a little bit. And the top of my barn is a little bit too tall. So I'm just going to ask myself, do I want to lower it? Do I like it? I don't know. I kind of like it. If I wanted to get really crazy, I could actually take the trees off the canvas. You can break the tree off and that gives it it breaks up the sky. If you traced it, then go ahead and pick a color and just outline it with a paint real quick. Can you feel it? I'm starting to like, let's go. We got to do this.
Okay.
My energy's starting to do this. Ugh. Like, we do this. Get this. Oh, and then look at that. That's cool. It's bleeding down my canvas. Um, I'm gonna do something real quick. How we doing, everyone?
Tracy,
Okay.
gonna put some lines in.
I'm gonna shift this over a little bit. There we go. If you've got it on there, and like I said, this we want to keep it really loose, simple, because when you start painting over it, you'll lose that detail. So you'll spend a lot of time putting a lot of detail on your painting, and then it disappears once you start painting it. So,
But the red will come through.
yeah, I hope.
Yeah, I hope.
I hope too.
If not, then
We'll just play
have more
again.
fun. Then you get to, yeah, it's more fun that way. You'll need your medium to keep things wet. And go ahead and lay out a palette. I make sure you have your white. Put down your 2 yellows. You're warm and cool. Is everyone in the room? We got everyone. Trish, you're here.
I'm here. Yeah. I'm squirting out my paints now.
Okay.
I'm obsessed with getting that beautiful color that I saw in your painting. The color you have in the foreground, I'm really obsessed about that.
Oh, the red?
The golden,
That golden color?
yeah,
This?
everything you have in the front, I want
It's-
that. I mean, I'm having paint envy, color envy. Okay.
And it's, I do have a secret weapon.
Okay.
It's a color that I don't use as a oil painter, but I'm seeing the value as an acrylic painter. And it's called yellow ochre.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't have that. It's
But
beautiful.
you can get it by adding some. I'll show you how you can get it.
Well, as the use, I come about these accidentally. It's like, oh, I accidentally let those touch. Oh, but look what it made.
Yes.
Yeah.
I get my colors accidentally because I'm sloppy.
Oh, yes. I love it. You're embracing your messiness.
Well, at
Yes.
first I couldn't embrace it, but now it's like, I wipe my hands off every 30 seconds, and now it's like I can't do that anymore.
And acrylic, I think it's because it has that plastic binder. I don't like if this were oil on my hands, my thumbs would buzz.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
the pigment gets into your skin, but this creates like a barrier for some reason. It doesn't bother me, so I don't.
Nice. Okay.
Otherwise, I'd be having you guys. Okay, I'm crying inside internally because I don't have my lemon yellow, but I'm gonna embrace it and be okay with it, and that's fine. I promise. And then you can put out your greens. You can put out whatever colors you
I
want.
don't know that I use my lemon yellow.
It would be nice to have a lemon yellow because of the hay bales.
Okay, well, I'm putting it out there.
Oh, I found some. And
Yeah.
also, I love using this as an underpainting. This I start with lemon yellow.
Oh, for your under?
Yeah, when I'm doing this,
Yeah, okay.
go from light to darker. Um, oh, it's raining here. It's so calming.
Same here.
Yeah,
Isn't that nice?
Mm-hmm.
I have some of that ochre color
Oh, good for you.
Put it up.
because I bought these little tubes and I have it in that.
Oh, that's awesome.
what's the color name?
OCRE, ochre.
Ochre. I'll have
It's
to look
this
and
one.
see if I have. I've got some little
Oh,
tiny.
I said it wrong. OCHRE, ochre. I don't like it with oils because it muddies up my paint. Ochre is a clay pigment. It's a natural clay, just like siennas, or there's some pigments made from earth clay. So this is one of those. When you
I
get,
actually have a old gold.
oh, throw it out there.
I will. It's old and it is gold, but it's called old gold. We'll see how if it comes out of my little
Put it
container.
out there. Yeah.
So, what color is that next to your ultramarine blue?
This one,
No.
this
Other
one, that's dioxiding purple. It looks black, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got something called copper. That might come in handy too today.
Are they metallics?
No, but I do have some metallics. I have a bronze. I can't tell you where these paints came from. I've had them forever.
They are acrylics though, right?
Yeah, they're acrylic. They're smaller tubes. I
Oh,
think
okay.
it probably came in a kit I bought a while back, and I have a container of them. Let's see. I won't use it if it's funky, but I'll pull them out, see what they do.
Using and then
Oh, by the way,
yeah.
so last time we painted, I think Trish, you said something about how to keep your paints wet. And
Yeah, 'cause
I've just
I'm too cheap to
tried
rinse
by,
them. I'm too
huh?
cheap. I'm too cheap to rinse them down the sink.
Oh, well, I just took a damp paper towel,
Uh-huh.
like I wet it and then squeezed out the excess, and I laid that on top of my palette. And then I
Yes.
put a piece of saran wrap over that,
Okay.
and it kept them wet.
Well, I might try that today, given how I'm not going to finish this today. I'm going to definitely try that.
This old gold is shiny.
That could be pretty.
It is pretty.
Then you get that flat and shiny. Some acrylics are shiny. They're just I've noticed that some of the acrylics
This
will
is definitely shiny. I have to keep track of which one I pour out. I'll try them one at a time so I don't.
That's smart. And then I'm just laying out the medium and mixing it in. So
Oh, those aren't blobs of white paint.
no, this is my medium.
I just put blobs of white paint all over.
You want us to have medium in this, Michelle?
Yeah, sorry.
We're using the medium that we
Yes.
to in this.
Yeah. Use this.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Yes.
it's more to keep it stay wet. than
Okay.
to thicken. Because we don't want to, especially with the underpainting, you want to keep it loose, not heavy.
Okay.
And while y'all are mixing, well, remember with the tomatoes when we did last week when we did the underpainting, I said just go at it, just have fun. Just here's your tools, here's your paint, fill a canvas. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was that fun?
It was fun because you didn't know what the next step was.
Yeah. You had, oh, I like that. You had no anticipation.
Nope.
You just had fun. Now, when I put the photo up and said, okay, now use this photo as a reference, have fun, do the background, have fun. Was that fun?
I didn't get the desired effect.
Do it, say what?
I did not get the desired effect personally.
It wasn't as far as having fun or getting what you want it to be.
Getting where I wanted it to be.
Was it as much fun as doing just painting?
Well, not for me because I didn't get what I wanted. But I think
Yes.
maybe I needed to put more effort in it. I gave up.
I kept trying to think that's a good word.
No, this is huge.
And I did what she just said.
Yes. Susan, Nancy, how about you guys?
How about what now?
Um,
Oh, the fruit. Are you still talking the fruit? The fruit that caused me great distress.
it caused you great distress.
Well, my background, like when I was smearing everything, it was too dark, and I went and tried to do some bananas. I was having trouble at covering, and everything was just kind of a disaster.
Did you say bananas?
I did. And oranges.
They really turned out.
The
kinda
oranges were
cute.
kind of good.
Yeah, I thought
They were my
cute.
favorite.
You'll have to share your oranges in the group. I love that.
I personally struggled with that whole process. I did not I did not understand what I was supposed to be learning from that. I guess I couldn't get loose or something.
So ask yourself, do you have to know what's this is all okay, now we're getting philosophical because
Yeah.
art is really an expression of how we think and feel. And when you're working with a piece of art or doing something, you know, we all have, do you like it just to be loose and free? Or do you like to have structure? Do you want to know what the end's going to be so you know where you're going? These are just, there's no right or wrong answer. I even experienced with myself doing a watercolor exercises with my sister and just having fun. It was hard for me to have fun. Remember that, Diane?
Yeah.
Like, what are they doing? Where am I going? And I feel myself doing that. And it took me pages of doing different ones before I'm like, oh, okay, now I can have fun. So what I find interesting here is those first canvases when I said just put the color on, just allow yourself to be free. And maybe for Nancy, maybe do some more. Maybe you have to do 10. Get 10 canvases and just do it again and again. And just get to that point where you're like, oh, this is fun. Get to that point. Maybe it takes 100
Well, the fun was the googly eyes she put on theirs.
And then when I put a photo up, then all of a sudden we changed to, okay, copy what I see versus I said, just have fun, just use it as a reference. And, I'm saving you years and years of time by telling you this. It took me years before I could do this myself, where I could just see and just allow myself to put the paint on. And what's really fun with the underpainting, the first painting, that's not the finish. That's not the finish because especially with acrylics, it's easy to go over and cover up and add and pull out. So that's the fun part of painting is to be able to do that. And then as you start developing the painting, then you can get really tight and structured in more detail. So it's just a different approach. And maybe you might try it and you're like, you know what, Michelle, you're full of cow manure. I like having structure from the beginning. That's okay. But even by loosening up a little bit, have you noticed just loosening up a little bit, how that's starting to shift you a little bit and your paintings are becoming a little bit more freer? Have you noticed that?
I'm trying.
I'm not sure I liked using the palette knife for painting.
Oh,
Okay, so I had that problem too. And
Me
my
too.
sister gave me a little piece of advice because
Okay.
I try to force something like I push it through. And right now, I just decided I'm just going to take a light touch and just see what happens. And it's just different. Like, I'm not going to worry about what the final product looks like. I'm just gonna roll with it and see what happens.
yeah.
Because
I
when
think
I
your
was
sister is
pushing
so proud
it,
of you right now.
huh?
I think your sister is so proud of you right now.
When I was
Like,
pushing it,
oh.
I hated it and I was getting nowhere. And
Yeah.
I quit. I gave up.
Yeah, I
So
can get that. I can get that too because I guess I thought these tomatoes don't really look like tomatoes.
Oh yeah.
And the pears didn't look like a pear. I
I
was
didn't even
trying. I
get
think
to
I
the
was trying
pears.
too hard.
You're
I didn't
trying
even
too
get to the
hard.
pears.
I was just glad my pear didn't look like a banana in just the other direction. I got some of the shape, not all of it.
Trying too hard. We push it. And the thing about when we're trying overthinking, it's not fun, is it?
No.
No.
No, it takes the fun out of it. Yeah.
It just strips the fun out of it.
And this palette knife puts texture in that's pretty cool.
It puts texture. And the thing about the palette, what I like about the palette knife, it's not a paintbrush. And I think for me, I'm icing a cake. I'm just, and the cool thing about it is you're moving color over the top of it, and you have limited amount of control. And that's when that serendipity, what I think you were talking about that, it's like you're taking your messiness and you're embracing it and you're getting some cool colors and things are happening and you're like, whoa, I couldn't paint that. That's cool. Where'd that come from? And then you get those moments and those passages of brilliance that you didn't intend, but they just start popping up. Okay. So how are we doing with our mixing our stuff?
I'm already on my canvas.
Are you? Okay. Before you start with, when you're doing your underpainting, start with your lightest color.
Lightest color? Okay,
Yeah.
so
So
the sky.
no, on the field. Sorry.
Oh,
You want us to only do the field?
Well, let me show you this real quick. Slow down. I'm over here talking and not mixing. So I'm going to go ahead, and this is something I don't do, so I love it that I get to do it with you all because it slows me down. I'm just going to mix up a couple piles of color that I can draw from or paint from. Okay. I'm not going to use any of the darks. All right. So I'm just going to pull out some of this warm yellow. And the field, when I look at the field, let me do this. What colors do you see? Let me go edit. Oh, look at those bananas. Oh my gosh, Susan, that is amazing.
That's good.
It was really hard to get it to cover all those dark colors in the background. And
Yeah, that's why I do the yellow first, because then it'll pop through. It's hard to put yellow on the dark, but yeah, that's a beautiful painting, actually. I could see that in a show easily.
Yeah.
Photos. Okay, revert. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the original. When I'm standing out there, I'm seeing yellows, I'm seeing sepia browns, just a little bit of a golden browns. I feel some orange in there. So I'm taking these colors, my light colors, and because it used to be green, there's a little bit of this yellow green in there. And I'm gonna knock it down just a smidge so it isn't so, well, it's a little bright. That's all right. We're doing the underpainting. And then I'm going to take a large brush. I'm going to take a large brush and I'm just going to start laying this color on. I'm just pulling some colors and I just want to fill the canvas, just the bottom, and I'm going to pull this bright yellow up into the trees up here. And I've got a little bit of orange. To get a good bright orange, I'm going to put some orange in here too. And I'm just doing like the tomatoes. I'm allowing myself just to, I want to keep this a little lighter, brighter up front. I'm looking at the photo. I'm going to mix in some of this green. See if I can get it. So you see how I'm painting? I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm doing this. I'm stabbing it. I'm grabbing it. I'm pulling it. I'm going up into the sky a little bit. I'm messing up my camera. And I give you the infamous words of match. Just feel it, have fun, think grassy field things in your head, and that's good. Underpainting. I'm not worried about the values up here. I'm just putting something on the canvas to break it up. If you want a yellow ochre, the way you can mix a yellow ochre, if you take your warm yellow and take a pot of it, and I hope this is right. I haven't done it before, but in my mind, I'm thinking I'm gonna add just a little bit of purple into it. And I'm gonna add a little bit of warm and red into it to warm it up a little bit. And I actually like this color. Yeah, that's it. Warm yellow, a little purple, and it's actually this reddish brown, which is nice. And then here's the yellow ochre right here. Oh, you can't see it. I got it. There. So do you see this is a mix? It's a little orangier, and this is from the tube. Once you get this, I'm going to do, I have you watch me. Do y'all have something on the canvas?
Just starting.
Yeah.
Just starting? Okay.
Yes. Got it.
Michelle, I can't see your whole painting. There you go.
Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
And it got a little bit dark over in here. So I'm just gonna I don't know. Do I want to lift some of that out? Sure. Do you want to put some more in? Yeah. I'm not working on a canvas board. I'm working on a gesso panel. So it's a little bit smoother and flatter. So the paint glides on a little bit more. And then I'm going to grab some of that paint that I mixed, and I'm going to add that into my paint a little bit. It was a yellow, a tiny bit of purple, and a
Ooh.
tiny bit of red
I
to
picked
mix.
up. All right, dirty dog.
Is that kind of a purple? Yeah.
And then I'm just
I don't
going
know
to
how wet that is.
put something here. And I just remember the fields, like the corn rows kind of came through, or the wheat, whatever the rows were. And it feels like it's a little dimmer over here on the left. So I'm just keep this really loose. Really loose. We're blocking in, but we're blocking in with a loose color. You can tighten up later. It's always easy to get tighter, but it's hard to get loose once you're tight. It's hard to loosen things up.
Is this okay?
Oh, wait, let me change my view. It got a little bit solid. So while it's still a little bit wet, pull some of that color. Do you see how mine feels a little bit more mottled? Can you pull some out? You can always add some white. Let's see. Yeah. You could grab some white and put that. I'm just attacking it.
I got plenty of white on my board. I dabbed white all over.
Resist the urge to cover it completely. If you
Okay.
do, that's all right. And then blow dry it.
Air fryer.
All right, is that better?
Let me see. Yeah. Yes.
Should I do a little more white?
Your hail bales. Your hay bales are tiny, so we're gonna make those bigger.
Okay.
I think that color looks like, do I have enough color or too much? Or that's a lot of color. It's weird.
Okay, everyone hold them up. Let me see where you're at. Yes. Trish, good. You had a nice variety. Just like Diane Esser, girls
Yeah.
hold your, keep it up. Diane Esser, that's good. You've got a nice variation in value. Oh, look, they're completely different. That's awesome.
I know, isn't that weird? Total opposite.
Yeah, you are. That's good. And you're starting to put in the value here on the hay bales, Susan. And Nancy, let me see yours again. Yes, you're getting a variation. It's getting a little bit dark, so go ahead and wipe out a little bit. Trish, you've got a really nice variety. Look at that. And this that you have right here feels a little bit to this. So make it go like this.
Okay, okay.
You see that? It's
Like
like
it's too angular looking.
it's just too straight and too direct, it's like straight road.
Yeah. Okay.
We're out in the woods or we're out in the field, so it's more organic.
Okay. I'm getting it.
Everyone spritz their colors and clean up your palette a little bit so that you have room for, we're going to mix up a sky color.
What color? Whoopsie.
Sky. We're going to do a sky color.
Oh. Of course, I got yellow all over.
Yeah, they'll make a green sky, won't it? The thing about being in the Midwest, that it's funny because someone that's from California, they don't know this and they try to paint an Ohio sky and they can't. You can't get
They
it.
don't see it?
They don't see the yellow ochre on the horizon.
Mm.
They don't see that. When you go out and look, because we live in the Midwest with farms everywhere, our horizon where the sky meets the ground, it's more a yellow. It has like a yellowish tone to it. And it's because of all the dust from the fields. Now we don't have a big sky. So let me give you a sky lesson real quick on color. And skies aren't always blue. So grass isn't always green and skies aren't always blue. But when we do have a blue sky, and in Ohio, our blue tends to be grayer. We have a lot of gray skies. So what it is, when I look at the colors straight from the tube, when you look straight up, the sky is closer to you. That's on the dome, it's closer to you. And it's ultramarine blue. And then as it goes down, it gets further away. That dome gets further away from you. And as it hits it goes into like a cerulean blue. And then it goes down to the ground and it gets a really light blue or yellow ochre. So it's the darkest at the top and it recedes down to the lightest. Now I say darkest, not of the sky, okay? The sky is where the light happens. That's where the light comes from. So the sky typically is lighter than the ground or the trees. That's typically. Now, like the hay bales in our photo are lighter than the sky because they're catching direct light. So if you have like a white house, yes, the white house is going to be lighter than the sky. Okay, does that make sense?
Mhm.
I say that because I'm like, wait, how can the sky be lighter than that white house? And then that I can be literal too. So when I'm talking about sky, ground, trees, vertical, mountains, or anything that's vertical, land masses, that's what I'm talking about. So let's mix up. Are we ready for the blue?
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
So if I go straight,
You can probably have plenty.
if I go straight blue, it's going to be too dark. That's way too dark. So I have to add white, and you could use, I think this is actually a turquoise color as a name of the color. You could try different blues, but you want more white and a little bit of blue. And because we're working in such a low sky area, we're not going up above. When I mix, I think this is my ultramarine, and I mix this color. This doesn't feel right. It feels, we'll try it. It doesn't feel warm. The sky feels warm. The ultramarine is too cool. So I'm going to take this pile of color and just push it off to the side. And I'm going to try my other blue that I have on the here. Add pile of white to it.
Yeah. So if I add a little bit.
And I'm gonna mess here. And this feels like turquoise. So I got the wrong blue out. So I'm gonna pull this pile off to the side.
Ocean green. Doesn't look like green.
I'm gonna dig in my paints and see if I've got a different blue.
Probably too turquoisey though, isn't it?
I'm gonna use the cobalt blue.
But maybe still too dark. It might be dark, yeah. You add white to it, well now.
So you want just a little bit of blue and a lot of white. Because this is our lightest.
My cobalt blue has metallic in it.
As what? Metallic?
Uh-huh.
You're gonna have a fun painting.
And
Well,
it's
I'm using something called sky blue.
Sky blue's fine.
they have different. I got some weird paints in here, but see what else is in here.
There we go. And we want it to be a blue, but I don't know. You'll have to figure this out. Just know that your teacher's trying to figure it out too. My colors are either, does anyone else have this problem? It's either too dark or too light.
Yeah,
It's
I feel
hard
like
to
I
get-
make everything I do is too dark.
Yeah. Same.
This one went really aqua.
How's it going?
That might be used for something else, but
I'm using my ocean green because I don't have any, all I have is ultramarine or ocean green. So-
I have the ocean green too, so let's try. That's this piece that I push off to the side right here. Do you see it?
Yes, that's
So
what
I'm
I'm.
gonna take some of your ultramarine and mix that in to kind of push it more blue.
Okay, I'll try that
Just go for it.
because it's so turquoisey.
Yeah.
what we're trying to go is like a baby blue, Michelle,
Yeah. Do you
or
see?
lighter.
Yeah, do you see in the picture?
Yeah.
And even this cobalt blue isn't, okay, that's all right. And then what I do is I'm just going to test it.
I think too much blue is too much blue.
And then, yeah, I'm going to keep it light. And while it's still wet, I'm going to dip into this ultramarine. See, that kind of kills the color the ultramarine does. So I'm dipping into my turquoise.
Well, use a different brush.
I'm going to keep it simple. And when you put this paint on, pull it down into the trees, into your tree line. So I'm going to cross the top of the roof. I'm cutting in
Too
the,
light, do you think?
wait, what?
Is that too light?
Oh, just a sec. I've got to change my view. Does it feel too light?
Yeah, I'm afraid to add more to it though, because then I get too dark.
Well, the sky, and it's really cool, the sky isn't the same value. So it looks like when I look at this photo, it looks like it's, I don't know, bluer over here, a little darker over here, and lighter over there, which makes sense because that's where the light's hitting.
Lavender.
Yeah,
Was that just blue and white?
that was the aquamarine.
I did aquamarine.
So I'm gonna do a little bit
Or
bluer
ultramarine?
on the left
I mean, this
A
was
little
just
bit
the
darker.
Blue and white.
and pull it down into the trees
blue,
and then go a little bit lighter to the right. So I'm actually painting down into the tree. When you paint sky, oh, can you see my painting?
No.
There. When you're painting your sky, I'm going just a little dimmer over here. And I'm cutting down into the tree.
I won't be done here for a little bit.
Oh. Right.
I'm going across the edge of the barn. And the reason I'm doing this is because if I paint around the trees, the sky pops through those trees, little sky holes. And it's easier if you paint the tree over it and let those holes show than to go back and paint holes into your painting. I feel like I need to spend a year just doing sky holes. So mine's pretty light, Diane.
I'm really trying to go lighter.
Yeah, try to force yourself to go lighter. Err on the light because remember, acrylics dry darker. And I'm using a small little brush. Try to use a big brush. Bigger is better. In fact, doggone it, you know what I was going to have you all do? Foam brushes on this. Stop the madness, right?
Yeah, right.
I know.
Follow your rule, Michelle. Don't get too crazy on us. Okay, everyone breathe. How are we doing?
Just getting there. Trying to get some color on my board.
Yes, this is a no judgment. Your paintings will go through an ugly stage. They go through an ugly stage. That's not the time to bail. When you feel like you've entered into ugly stage, that's when you keep moving forward. That's when the magic happens. At this point, I don't even recognize my ugly stages anymore because I know that I've learned to just keep going forward and responding. Then you start responding to what you see. And that's, like I said, that's when, or you grab a palette knife or, a foam brush or something, you just keep going. Just like with the tomatoes, you guys got some really beautiful paintings there.
Michelle, when you do this sky, is it more of a smooth look instead of a?
Mine is a little brushy.
Okay.
What'd you say about the blue in the tree line, Michelle?
You just pull it down into it. So my tree line was up here. So with the sky, if I wanted to put clouds up there, and it's a little wet, I could do that with the white. I can grab some white. You see how I'm doing this? And I could put a cloud up there. Just thick white. Scrumple, 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 pull, scrumple, scrumple, pull. Grab the blue, a little blue. Shadows underneath the clouds are not dark. You'll see really bad paintings that look like they have woolly bears in the sky. And it's because the blue underneath is not a dark, it's a light mid-tone, really light. Have you ever seen that? A woolly bear sky? They'll have like those dark woolly things. So if you just put some white in there, just some fluffy white, think clouds while you're putting it on. Push, push, push. When I start painting, I start with the sky. I tend to work down on my paintings. So that, did I answer your question, Diane?
Mm-hmm.
You can have a completely flat sky. I think a lot of that is personal preference. Sometimes if your painting is so busy, I've gone back, I've done that before. My painting got so busy, and when it dried, I went back and I flattened out the sky. I've done that.
Ah,
Because sometimes you want busy up here and then smooth back there. Texture in the front and soft in the back. And that's how you do a sky. And it's easier to paint clouds in when the paint is wet. When it dries, you have to be real careful because clouds aren't cut and paste into the sky. They have soft edges, fluffy. Can you all see my painting and everything? Is it showing?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it.
Give your paints a spritz. Okay, so we got the foreground, we got the ground in, we got some color in the trees here, and we got the sky. So we've established the lightest part of the painting. We got that sky in. And when you squint, this should be a little bit lighter than this. This is a little, if it's a little lighter, no worries because we're painting over it. And ready? Let's get some color back here. While the sky's still a little bit damp. This color back here in the photo, do you see how gray it is? It's not bright green. They aren't bright greens. I'm going to take a green and I'm going to kill the green. This is too bright. I'm going to add a little bit of red to it to darken it. And I'm just working with this teensy little bit of paint. And I've got a lot more space up there than just that little bit. So I'm going to mix up a pile of green. And that is not green back there by any means, is it? In fact,
Oh, you mean in the photo? No.
yeah.
It is
this.
not green.
But look, isn't it kind of a purplish? It has a kind of a purpley.
In parts it is.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I mixed up green, but I'm going to take my green. I'm going to add some of the violet or the purple into it. And then I'm going to take some of that yellow ochre mix that I made because this is still, if I put this on my canvas, it's going to be way too dark. Do you see that? But you know what? I bet this would be good on my hay bales. Okay, stay, focus. Okay. I'm going to mix in some of that color, that orangey color into here.
Wait a minute, where are you putting your orange? In with your green?
Yeah. It's way too dark. So I'm trying to mix color.
Mine's really dark.
Remember when I said I don't do this?
Yeah.
I'm more of a stab and grab girl. Okay. So I learned this. I'm going to try it. Because these trees are in the distance, they're going to be, this is where atmospheric perspective happens. So the color back there gets, I don't want to say lighter, but we're looking through sky. We're looking through a vapor of water. So this, I watched on Instagram where they took the sky blue and mixed it in with that color. And I don't know if this is right or wrong, so I'm going to give it a try. It's still too green, so I'm going to change it. But the sky blue is going to cool it and gray it down. Okay, now I'm getting an interesting mix. And it's almost kind of muddy back there.
That's good because looks like mud.
Good, then you're doing it right.
Medium purple.
But back there, and then, okay, eyeballs on the canvas. Eyeballs on the screen. I'll show you. What, I'm not going to just start painting. I'm going to test the color. And let me change the, here. Okay. So I'm going to test the color, and I actually kind of like it. And I'm going to scrumple. So I'm not painting. I'm holding like this, and I'm just kind of laying the color on the side of my brush, and I'm looking at the photo, and do you see how it kind of comes up right above the house area?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to dip into other colors, and it gets a little bit darker down here on the bottom. And I'm letting some of this orange or whatever color I have up there, I'm letting that show through. And the house is right in there, so that's kind of cool. But the thing I'm doing here is I'm doing a soft edge. Trees aren't a hard edge. They have a soft edge around the top. And then if I go in with a little bit of blue in there, because I want to darken it up a little bit. And it gets a little bit darker down along the base. This is kind of a cool area right here, that dark along the house, building, whatever that thing is called. What's that called? Farm. Oh man, that was painful. And then I'll come over here, and this area is a little bit darker. And I'm just kind of hesitating or moving color in there. Just real loose. And then the trees that come up, okay. So I'm just getting those colors down in.
Yeah.
I don't want a hard edge down here along the field, so I'm just gonna pull it around, pull the color down into the field a little bit. Do you see how I'm doing that? So I'm going past, I'm not always painting within the lines. And then do you see how I'm getting all these different colors up in there? And I'm trying to keep it light, not solid paint. If yours gets really light, don't worry about it. It's okay. It's just paint, and you can always go back. No tears. But this is my color. And that got too light. I got into some white, so I don't like that. I like some of that orange showing through, so you know what? I'm going to grab some of that orangey color. So And there's a little bit of orange down in here. Oh, that's pretty. And I'm just going to let some of that orange pop through. I'm painting really thin and lightly. I'm not pushing it. And this goes up a little bit higher. I'm seeing orange in the background over in here. Any place I see, oh, there's a little orange right in here. There's a little orange right in here. There's a little bit of orange over here. I want there to be orange up in here. There's also, when you look at the photo, there's a little bit of dark that comes down over into here, underneath the house area. Okay. How we doing?
Like it's on fire.
Love it. I did a painting one time. It was all very orangey and yellow. It was a barn just kind of coming out like it was exploding out of that puddle. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. It's your painting. We're just using the photo as a suggestion. And I'm looking at my barn and I'm like, okay, it's a little bit wonky. So when you start painting it, you can correct it. How are we doing?
Getting paint on it.
Then you want to mix up a warm or a shadow side of the barn and a lit side of the barn. And the lit side of the barn, I'm not going to go bright red. Bright red would be like a tomato that's right next to you. So I'm going to take some red and put some of that sky blue in it. So I have a dark red here and a mid-tone red here. So a darker and a mid-tone. And I'm going to lay in the darker first to see if I like it. I like to keep things loose and not go super solid right in the beginning. And then I could always build it up and add more. But your darks are supposed to be luminescent. I heard that on YouTube. You don't want the darks to be flat. You want them to glow.
What'd you say, Michelle? You don't want the what?
I'm like, ignore what I just said. You don't want them to be super thick and heavy. You want them to be thin. So, do you see how I put it on? And I don't want it to be, I'm not sure how to say this. I don't want it to be lights and darks within the space. I want it to feel dark, a dark value, but not a thick dark value. You want your blacks to be luminescent. And I'm just taking that red of the side of the barn into my trees, and that will naturally make it darker because it's going over the green.
What red did you use? That's pretty.
Yeah, what red?
The red I used, I mixed a green and then I incorporated the warm red into it.
You added green to it to pull it?
Yeah,
Okay.
you could probably, and it was a warm green, so it was a combination of these two greens, a warm and a cool green. And I think it had a little bit of purple in it.
The only cool green I got is neon. My barn will glow in the dark.
Your palette's cracking me up. You got neon, you've got metallics.
I do.
You sound like you're creating a disco.
I got some all colors going on here.
And
It's-
I'm just gonna take this dark right here in front.
Yeah, I just went totally, I thought I had it.
I'm gonna put it right here where the doors are. And I'm using I was using a rough brush, but I want to use a soft brush just to,
Is that more of a purple?
this is the same red. It's the same color as on the side. It feels so dark because it's against a red, it's
Yellow.
against a white. So I'm going to put, I've got a mid-tone red, not a bright red. I took a workshop with Ian Roberts in France, and we went to the Provence area. And we're standing there painting, and there was a red barn off in the distance. And he warned us, do not paint that red barn. Do not paint it. Because he was so sick and tired of looking at these bright red spots in the middle of a landscape. So we weren't allowed to paint the red barn. It was funny. That was so cool. Going to France to paint was amazing. It was just, you could just feel Van Gogh standing beside you. You could see what they saw, it was an incredible experience.
That is amazing.
Now do you see how in the photo, the barn, it's not even really a red, is it? It's not a cherry red. It's not a tomato red. So I'm just going to put a little bit of a yellow ochre or some of this brown color that we mixed up. We take yellow and purple and you can mix a little bit of this. I'm just knocking back the red. It just got a little bit too cherry. I'm going to try using some of the sky color over it and see what happens. Now I'm mixing paint on the canvas. And this is, Susan, this is that texture that you were doing, that painting that you did of the barn.
Oh yeah, I didn't show you my little barn.
I
like the way my colors came out on my barn. I'll send it.
Okay. But do you see how I'm getting, it's a little bit too mucky, but I had it too cherry, now it got too light. So I'm going to go back to that original cherry color and I'm going to try to I don't know what I'm going to do. But I'm just kind of thinking barn slaps. Oh, I'm going to put some of that tree green into it. See what happens. Okay, that's kind of cool. And as I'm putting that on, I'm thinking barn slaps. There we go. So I don't have a bright red. You know it's a red barn, but it's not bright.
Mine's got too much purple in it. I'm going to change it again.
When you put it on, just keep it nice and thin. Oh. And if you put a color that you don't want there, don't cry. Talking to myself right now.
I have to decide once I get it on.
Just put like a little piece on. You guys ready for the roof?
I am.
I'm going to use my sky blue. What color would you say that is?
It's dirty.
It is. It's almost kind of a slate blue. Is it like a purpley blue?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to take my sky blue.
It's too
And
pink.
I'm just dabbing a little bit of purple into it. A little bit. That got too bright purple. Look at me mix with a brush. Darn it. I'm going to try this.
Should
It's
I
real
tone my
dangerous.
red down with a green if it looks too pinky to me?
Yes. Yeah. Use green to
That's what I was thinking.
counteract the red.
Yeah.
So this got a little bit too purpley, so I'm gonna add a little yellow because opposite of purple is yellow. In fact, I'm gonna take some of this yellow ochre, and I'm just killing the color a little bit because it got too bright up there. Ooh, actually, that's pretty. Look at that. You even see it.
It's still
Pretty color.
working.
Okay, and that's way too dark. So I'm gonna take some white, get it in there, roll my brush around a little bit, hope for the best, and now I'm gonna correct my roof. I got a little bit too. I'm redefining my roof. And the thing about this barn, it's an old barn, so the roof isn't perfectly flat and straight. And because this is closer to the light, this should be a little bit lighter over there. So I'm actually using the sky, that ultramarine blue that I used. I'm going to put that up here. So I did an ultramarine blue and white, and I'm putting that in the front of the barn. And then pull it back into the mucky stuff. It's not just a solid color. Do you see that? There's some of my mud back here. This is a brighter ultramarine blue and light. I'm gonna work on this. No. Painting so awful back here. It's kind of fun. When your painting is so awful, it gives you freedom to just like, what? Let's see what happens when I do this. And I'm just scrumpling my brush. I'm barely touching it. on this one. And once it's dry, then you can get this type of thing. I go with my sky blue up here and block out my sky, lighten it up. It got so mucky and dirty. That original painting. I basically have two paintings going on right now. It's kind of fun. And a lot of this is just intuitive, what feels right. And if it's going way south, that's when you kind of walk away from it and come back into it. If it's falling apart completely and you feel yourself forcing it, walk away. Yeah. So do you see on this one how what I had before, I'm starting to clean it up a little bit and tighten it up. Reestablishing values and stuff. Letting the underpainting show.
How did you get the roof to look so gray?
The gray in the roof, I took my sky blue and I added a little bit of purple to it because it's not a dark value.
To the
So
out of the tube sky blue or the sky blue that you actually used on the sky?
the color that I used on the sky.
Okay.
So I took that. I added just a bit of purple, not much. It got a little bit too bright on me, too purpley, too bright purple. So I went over to my yellow and just a little tip of yellow and just killed the purple.
I'm supposed to go back in later.
But this is too light. I need to darken it. So I'll add a little bit more purple. And honestly, I think I added just a little bit of this yellow ochre, this purple and yellow that I mixed up over here to kill the color just a little bit more. Which I think, how are we doing?
Good.
Still playing with colors. I went so far one direction, I was trying to pull it back. I don't hate it, but it's not quite where I want it. I don't know which way to go.
Okay, I'm gonna show you how to do hay bales. I want to make sure you all know how to do this. I'm taking a dark color and I'm painting the centers. And then what I'm doing is I'm coming to the ground and I'm pulling it up, this dark color. And again, nothing is flat. So I've got this palette, colors I've mixed, and I'm taking the dark, and actually this should be the darkest, and as it gets further away, it gets a little bit lighter. I'm just going to put some hay bales in here. Just real quick. Then I'm going to take some of that dark, and then I'm just going to pull that out of the ground. And do you see how I'm going around the hay bale?
Quarter after 12. I don't know.
I'm taking my brush and I'm putting the flat side down to the ground, and I'm pulling it up. And I feel like I'm going around a hay bale. So when I pull it up, it's not straight up. I'm going around the surface. Then I'm going to grab some of this yellow ochre with some like a mid-tone. And then I'm catching the side. Oh, that's gross. You gotta clean your brush or take a clean brush. And it's too dark, so I'm gonna get some yellow. And this is where I gotta stop there because it got a little too dark. But like and I wish it were orange. But do you see on the hay bale, there's like a little bit of color. There's dark on the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's a little mid-tone right in here,
They're all little, yeah.
and the top goes lighter. But do you see all that color in there? Man. And if it gets too much, this is another thing that you could do with your palette knife. Just scrape it off if you get it too thick. Clean brush. And I'm just going to go kind of an orangey, a light orangey color for that middle. And you pull that down into the dark. And if you're struggling, just know that I'm struggling with you. Because the colors are so wet, they're kind of blending on the canvas. So I'm gonna put one back here. So I'm gonna add hay bales back here. So I'm just gonna put some ovals back here by the barn. And then pull up the base, just the same thing. You go along the base and pull it up. And then I'm going to take just a bright yellow and then go on the top and pull it down. There we go. Then we'll add some of that sky blue into it. There we go. Turns a little bit green, but that's all right. I'm rushing things right now, but like this, I'm getting a really light color, and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to pull it top down. So I'm trying to get it really light.
Yeah, I'm not gonna start. I don't think I'll start my hair.
I just thought of something. We got a bunch of color that needs to go in that field.
I can't get one light enough. Everything is so dark, 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 dark.
I'm putting some white on top of them just to say I'm a hay bale. The little light on top of them. I'm not going to get too fussy about it because I want to paint some of that field. There we go. I'm getting my hay bales in, but do they feel big enough? Like, I want to make this one bigger up front. That one feels a little bit small. I'm just going to make it bigger. There we go. That's better. Okay, get brave, y'all. I'm just taking a bigger brush and just get those in there.
Green. Need to go
I was
get that
gonna-
yellow ochre or whatever that golden color was that you said you had.
The yellow ochre, yeah, that would be like this color. I'm putting blue on top. I was getting too fussy, so I just put sky blue on it. And once it dries a little bit, I'll put a little bit warmth in it. There. So I made it bigger.
Green, green, green. Rotten hay is green, and what color hay? Silage. I have silage. I don't have hay bales.
Mine looked like the silo fell over and broke into pieces.
Yeah.
Let's do a gut check. Let me see. Hold them up. I want to see where you're at.
Okay, hold on.
Nice. More contrast, Nancy. Too red. Nice. Keep going, Susan.
Too red.
The sides of your hay bales are a little bit too light. Okay. Nice. This is good. Yours got a little bit too dark underneath it, Trish.
Okay,
And just
so
That's
light
a-
underneath.
yeah, just pull that color. Actually pull it up. Do you see how mine
Yeah.
pulls up? And then put some orange and pull down into it.
Oh, some orange. Okay.
Like the orangey yellow, like a real warm yellow.
Okay.
It got a little bit too mechanical,
Yeah.
round with the line. Just pull it, move it like this. Nancy, your sides got a little bit too light, so make them a little darker and bigger. Like, see how big this one went in the front? It's pretty big. Then they get smaller. Both Dianes, let me see where you're at.
I'm fighting with my roof.
You both have the same look on your face. Nice. Okay. That's good. Just needs a little bit dimmer. Keep going.
Yeah.
It's looking good.
Yeah, I just put the first
The first color.
on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you could do that. You can layer colors. I tend to be
but
a little bit more direct by putting color on as I go, but you could do layers.
I'm having trouble covering up my red outline of where I originally drew everything in with red paint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm having trouble covering up that red.
So I've got one of those right here. I've got a couple red lines like this. You just have to do more paint.
Okay.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna have the same problem.
it's definitely an issue for me, but I see what you're saying, and I may have to.
Okay, this works. I took my sky blue and put it in there.
Where'd you put it? Right on the ground?
Yeah.
Look
And
at
then
you.
while it's still wet, I'm going to start moving in. Oh, that's nice. Some other color. Because this isn't all orange back here. It has some color back in there. But it's getting a little dead, right? So I'm going to put some yellow into it. There you go. You just need more paint. I'm just going to shove this paint around a little bit. There we
I
go.
tend to be using my finger to blend things like I do when I'm drawing. Is that
It's-
bad?
No. Is it fun? It makes it more fun.
Yeah, well, I'm being the control freak. I feel like I'm more in control of the paint.
There you go.
This is
I don't
bad.
know if that's good or bad, but
It's good. It's finding what works for you. And just because you do it now, later on when you're painting, you may not do it anymore. You may forget that you even did it back then.
yeah.
Okay, that got a little dead to me, that center. So I'm gonna have to let it dry and then come back and interject some color.
Why
into
do you think it's dead in the center? It gives it, oh, because it doesn't come out like the other.
It's
Even when you added your blue, you weren't happy with that?
it graded. I think it needs to be a little bit richer up in here. Do you see how it has a richness?
Oh, yeah.
And the white really pulled and graded a little bit too much. So
Oh,
Your
I
hay
hate
bales
it.
are just too straight edged. I think.
Yeah.
I'm gonna scumple some color in there.
and the color.
Somebody-
Totally.
Yeah, mine, I don't like that color either.
I'm scumpling color in here. I don't know if I like any of this, so I'm like,
You sure I do. I'm mine.
but I like how this is a little dimmer back here in the photo. So this is how you cover up red. You cover it, you freak out about it, you wipe it out.
Oh, with the paper towel?
Yeah. This is how I'm blending it out a little bit.
Okay.
There. And once it gets to a certain point, then you can hopefully lighten it.
Blue
I think this is where Susan said it's hard to get light into it, right?
it. Yeah.
It's hard to get what?
Light back in over the paint over
Yes.
the dark.
Yes.
But I wonder if I did a pot knife. So I think a field. I kind of lost my hay bales, so I'll have to reestablish them.
Okay, I gotta start on hay bales.
Before I even try to.
Yeah, I think mine needs to dry some more before I
Trish, I'm using my finger now.
jab any more color.
I've used the palette knife, I've used my finger, I've done it all. I'm getting ready to get a paper towel and just wipe it off.
Michelle, how dark did you go on your hay bales?
Well, you want it to be darker, but not too dark.
Okay.
You want something that looks good with your painting. Okay, you guys, this is actually fun. I made it too dark, too light. I made it too dark, and now I'm scrumpling. I'm going on the tip of my palette knife and I'm just kind of scumpling color over it. And I'm going over my hay bales. I'm not being too precious around them. You don't want to get precious. And then you can always go back and redefine them.
Okay.
So you don't want them to be black. Mine's actually probably too dark. So, but you want them to be a little darker to stand out.
Yeah, I don't want to mix anymore. No, this is, mine needs to dry, I think. I'm smearing colors and
I don't know how to fix
Is
this.
it too
looks like
wet,
a
Nancy?
dog
Let me see
house.
what you got. Yeah, you're doing it. It's looking good. And then take some of that dark in the front and pull it along the side of your hay bale.
mm-hmm.
And because we don't want the hay bales just to be hanging out there by themselves, like they're little alien things, that UFOs that landed, you want to kind of scrumple that dark over here into the field. Like put a little bit of a shadow in front of them. Not much. And I lost this one. This hay bale completely disappeared on me. So I'll just reestablish it. I'll make a hard edge right there. This one I lost. So I'll just come along and just create a little hard edge. I'm using a little bit of that dark barn side. There's grasses are in front of it, so I'll just pull some grasses up here in front of the dark on the base.
I think my hand- I'm not doing a very good job.
And I'm just taking my brush on the side and creating grasses. You see how I'm doing this?
With the golden color?
Yeah. You
Okay.
see how I'm doing that? I'm making grasses. I'm just strokes,
Okay.
brush strokes. And I'm letting the light shine through. If yours is really light, then go a little darker. So this got a little bit too light over here. So I'll do a little bit of this darker color. A little bit of this darker orange, burnt orange. And just not like that's too much. So I got too dark. So I'll just lighten it up a little bit. I'll use some of my yellow. I'm going to keep the colors up front fresher, brighter. And I'm just going to scrumple some tall grasses over here. I'm going to grab some of that green.
He's talking to somebody who's done.
I'm just putting in some dark, a little bit of green in here just to add some variety. I don't want all my greenish colors to be back here in the back. I'm going to pull some to the front. And we don't want to isolate color. Oh, that's kind of pretty. Just straight from the tube, that warm green. It feels like it has some pinky in it, doesn't it? Does it feel like it?
Like where in the hay bales?
Like right up in here in the foreground. Do you see it?
Yeah. On your device, it does look like that.
It has like that pinky flavor, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to try that. So I mixed up this color right here, and I'm just going to, okay, that's kind of cool. This is where, wait, where'd that color, it like puts color in. You see it? And I'm not going to do it everywhere. I'm just going to, well, if it gets too much, I'm just going to sprinkle it around a little bit. And this helps with the red lines. And I'm just going to keep it in the foreground. Add some.
Back to watercolor.
So anything in the field, I don't want to be as dark as the barn or the side of the shadow side of the hay bales. Anything in the field, I want to, when I squint, I want the values to be close, similar. Maybe just one or two steps away. And the more line, I'm just adding a little dark. I'm just building up this texture.
Nice. Mm.
I wish I was using a bigger brush. I wish I was on an 8x10 canvas. How you guys doing?
Terrible.
Terrible.
Ugly, ugly.
I'm playing with colors and it's just like, okay, let's see what this will do.
That's exactly what you need to do. Right now, just try. That's what this is about. We could do a solid blue sky and a solid blue or greens in the back. We could do all that nice and solid. We could do that. But this is more fun. It's more organic. And I've lost my hay bales. And I wish there was one. I wish there was one over here.
Hello.
That's okay. I'm going to put a couple in the back. And I'm just going to establish them. I'm not going to paint them. Put a little white back here. The house, that white in the house, I'm just going to come in here and put just a little bit of white back here. And I'm going to finger paint a little bit. I don't want this to be really white, hard edged. I just want to give a feeling that there's a house back here without painting a house. So just a couple little house-like shapes. And I'll go back with my original color and then paint over. You put a little window in there and then all of a sudden you got a house. An old house.
Are you still there, Michelle?
I am.
Okay.
I'm here.
Quiet all of a sudden.
I disappeared on you guys. I was gonna say I want okay, eyeballs on me real quick. I want to show you remember I had those trees over in here?
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a color off my palette. I've got all these different colors now on my palette. I'm just going to take a couple colors and I'm going to scrumple. I'm
Can't
going to
see it.
test it. Oh,
We can't see what you're
Oh, there we
doing.
go.
Okay.
Now we can see it. I can see it now.
I'm just going to, it's almost a baby poop green, but I'm going to keep this really
It's ridiculous.
soft
Are we about done here?
and broken. And do you see how I'm doing it? I'm just,
You can cut out any time it's needed.
if I can leave some of that blue showing through, that's a bonus. But the tree, when I look at it, almost has like a fan-like look to it across the top. And it comes down. And then this. And then there's one over here. So that's about it. You don't want it super dark,
You
mid-tone.
designate what would be the tree bark.
The what? The
It's just the
branch?
imagination that the darkness is there.
Yeah. Like some of this, like the limbs and stuff.
Yeah.
If I add those, I don't want to make them super dark, do I?
No, because
No, because then they'll pop out.
Yeah, they'll stand out weird. I'm gonna try a pointed brush and just see if I like it drawn in. And this is like in the end. You don't do this like right now. I'm doing it for you so that you can see. And even then,
Extend this one out, make that round.
I'm not drawing them all those branches. I'm just putting a little bit.
okay.
Do you see that?
Little white line in
What
there.
color did you use?
It's that baby poop gray that
Okay.
I had mixed up there. And there's some orange up in there too. Not like bright orange, but like a dead orange.
Part of it is the
Some of those
way they
trees,
have
like
those
right
two
here.
straight
Do you see this?
lines, you know? And
Yeah.
It's not a bright
You see
orange,
the-
it's just a dead
Mhm,
orange.
back
And
in
I'm
there.
just gonna hesitate some here. And then I'm gonna darken down here a little bit.
Yeah, I gotta get all that
Shade
stuff around there
underneath
and
the
go
hay
back
bales
and
too helps to. give
And
it
if you
all
get
over.
it too dark here, but do you see these branches right here?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to paint all those little branches. I'm just, and
what this big glob is.
let's paint, you don't want a lot of paint on your brush.
Yeah.
Do that
Just
same
kind of a
thing
dry
on
brush.
all of these,
Yeah.
and then it looks like that's just part of the feel.
Yeah.
Hey, Michelle,
Yep.
we're
Is it-
getting ready to wrap up
Got it.
and take off.
Okay. So I was doing when I disappeared for a moment, I was thinking this a minute. With the photos, I think it'd be easier. So when we have an open studio, I'll go over your photos and how to manipulate them or look at or what the best one would be for you to paint.
Okay.
Either that or I'll do a video. I'll let you know.
Okay. Either way.
We're not Zooming next week.
Yeah.
We are
Same
Zooming.
time? Does that work for everyone? Same time?
I will be out of town. We're leaving Sunday. We won't be home until the following Sunday.
So Lisa, okay. I'll post something in the group.
Lisa will be home. Hang on a second. Let me pull my phone. Lisa will be home.
Oh, thing. You can do your own thing.
Nope, nope, nope.
Let's meet the 21st.
Lisa comes on the 15th, Saturday.
15. So let's take a break and then on the 21st, I'll have an open studio for you guys. Take a picture, Nancy and Susan, take a picture of what you got and share it.
Now?
Are you sure?
What we have now?
I'm going slow these days because I don't like.
Oh, I lost my sister. Diana, are you here? Oh, she went on camera.
I'm here.
All right.
Okay.
If you're leaving, take a picture and drop it in the group. Are you awake?
Okay.
Did you fall asleep?
No, I'm awake. I just cleaned up.
Take a picture of what you got. Does it feel like you've got it and then it slips away and it's too dark, it's too light? Do you feel
Yeah.
that?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what my hay bales are doing right now.
Try really hard not to overthink. And if it's too dark, put it on and put a lighter over it or scrape it off.
That's what I'm doing. I'm going light right now, but and I was having trouble covering the red.
Just keep layering.
Yeah, that's what I figured I'd do. Just keep at it.
Keep at it. Because mine is gone. See the red?
Yours is beautiful, Michelle.
It's
Yeah, that's good.
dabbing and dabbing and making mistakes and going darker and lighter in play.
Okay,
Just
I'll keep playing.
keep playing. Allow yourself to be messy.
Yeah.
Say, I'm gonna be messy like Michelle. I can do that. And
Okay.
then I'll show you how to bring it back to order.
So I'll show you what I got and then I'll keep playing. So yeah.
All right. Bye
21st.
bye, everybody.
Put the 21st down, okay? I'll send a message.
Okay.
And then I'll
All right.
take a
Thank
picture and I'll-
Bye bye.
Bye, thank
Bye,
you.
have fun. Bye, Susan.
All ladies.
Bye.
Oh my gosh, it's 10 till 1. I cannot believe how fast the time goes when we're doing this.
Oh my gosh, you guys, these are fun. I don't think you guys understand. These are your first acrylic paintings, right? First landscapes?
Yeah, these are awesome.
They are. They're awesome.
So you don't need to.
I'm going to take a picture too, Michelle, because I think I'm leaving.
Okay. Diana, yeah, you're getting it.
It's coming.
You're painting barn slats.
I did.
And your some of your hay bales, when you do them, make them on an angle. The back ones could be straight across because they're in the distance, but some of those front ones.
Oh, that's what I did.
Did you do the same?
I should have made it in an, oh yeah.
Do you see how mine are
Angle
angled?
down.
Yeah, see how, yeah, look up,
Yeah.
Diane.
Okay, that's something I'm going to have to work on.
Diana, sir, take a peek.
The ones in the foreground?
They're on an angle.
Yeah. Okay.
Send me that.
I will. I'll take a picture and send it.
Thank you.
The ones in the foreground
Oh.
are angled. The back ones could be straight across because they're distant.
These
But
need to
Yeah, they tip down to like a 4 o'clock. The tops are kind of straight. I struggle with these. Like, wait, that doesn't look right. So I'll take a picture of mine and I'll drop it in the group.
You remember when I started drawing squares and I told you I couldn't draw a straight stick. Everything, my pages go this way.
They're all.
That's what I've done. Okay, I got it.
Are we back to the straight line? And this is an old barn. This is actually an old barn. So if it's wonky, and if your hay bales are wonky, but it's more, just remember, it's more dynamic if things are on an angle
Okay.
versus when they're straight across, it's very resting. That's a resting place, a stop.
Okay.
Just do the angles. And I'll take a picture and put it in the group so that gives
Thank
you
you.
something to work with. Oh, Trish, yes, you're doing it.
I feel good about certain parts of it, and then like you say, some of it seems so precious, and other parts are like a a, s- a shite show, to put it mildly.
You have yeah, you've got I could see the wrestling. The
Yeah, you can see
lollipop
where I'm
tree.
struggling.
Yeah, your lollipop tree is
Yeah, I got crazy on the lollipop.
so cute. It
I
looks
think
like a
I'm gonna put a
balloon.
green one in front of it.
It looks like a balloon coming out. You know how we have the hot air balloons that
I
land
know
in
it
the
looks like
field?
the Wizard of Oz or something, right? Yeah, it got kind of it took on a mind of its own.
This, this is actually, and once you start building out the yellow, this is that's pretty through there.
That is pretty.
You got some really lovely passes through here. Keep going. And yeah, you've got some Tootsie Rolls.
So get rid of the my Tootsie Rolls, and then work on that tree up there.
This one right here, you did it. This one is angled. It's way in the back, but that's what you're going for.
Oh, way in the back.
You see it?
When you're looking at.
So this one back here. Let me change my
Oh,
camera.
okay. It looks so different on there than when I'm looking at it in real life. It's like, is that the same thing? But now I see that.
Yeah, and that happens. Yeah. Oh, I lost. I'm so
I'm here.
I can't. Just a minute. I gotta turn something up. Hold the phone. I'll be right back.
All right.
Ah, shoot. I'm having a digital mountain meltdown. Oh, cancel. I almost.
I had to reset my Wi-Fi just to join today. It rained here.
Yeah, did that hurt it? Did it knock you out?
I don't know what it did. I didn't have my Wi-Fi correct for my laptop, and I was like, okay, run down, reset.
That's annoying. Just look at that.
I get to a point like a stalemate, like where I don't know what to do next.
Well, the field, more layering of grasses. Like you're doing that here,
I just started that. Yes.
and you're and paint more in your and before you get too grassy, you want to paint your hay bale. And when you do it, don't think about grass in a row. Think about grasses all over.
Okay.
Like brush marks. Here, I'll show you mine.
Okay.
Yeah, my brush marks are just all over.
Oh, yeah.
So just kind of flick. Flick, 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 flick. You can do that.
So I need to take my Tootsie Roll stuff and angle it more towards my right, correct? If I look at my painting.
Yeah, so yours are straight across here, but you want them to angle down, like
Okay, that's where they're going.
small in the back and big at the front. Small here and then just angle it down.
Okay, I'll play with it.
You I like her barn.
Yeah, it's pretty.
That's pretty.
Yeah, your straight line's got a little wonky on you. That's all right.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, it's an old barn.
Yeah, I'll play with it before I'm done with it. But
Oh, you'll have it. You'll have it. And back here, were you putting a hay bale back in here?
yeah.
Scrape that off now. It got a
Okay.
little bit too big. And your hay bales back there have to be smaller than so if the opening is here, this high, the hay bale has to be smaller than the opening.
Oh,
Okay.
I think I did that too.
Yeah.
So the height of it will be like the right here.
Okay.
So scrape
A
that
little
part.
thing in here. Okay.
Oh, and you have more hay bales in here. Yeah, it's just right now, covering the red, it's your paint is super thin. I could see the texture through your paint. So, and that's all right. You may have had too much water on your brush, but that's a good underpainting. Now you need to just go with,
And add to it. Keep at
yeah, just fill the brush up and put some color on it
it. Okay.
and have fun with it. Okay.
Alrighty, I'll keep at it.
Okay. Look on a thumb, look how that's popping. These are popping off the canvas. Sister Diane, do you have
Yeah.
it? Oh, look at that. That's awesome.
No, I'm not ready to sun mine. My hay bales got too dark and I had to let it dry because I was trying to lighten them and my paint was going wonky and
Everything went south on you.
well, not everything, but I want to let it dry and go back at it.
Well, with this group, what I see that happens, you're here and it's feeling uncomfortable. And then when you guys get in your own studios, it probably gets worse, but then you end up with wonderful paintings. It's like,
It's like we have to go through that uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I'm at the ugly stage right now.
you have to go
Ugly
through
is
the,
another word, but I wasn't.
I just saw a quote. Remember, I think I shared it with my sister. You have to go through that discomfort in order to grow.
Uncomfortable.
If you're feeling uncomfortable, you're doing it right. That means you're growing. You're learning something new.
I'm
So
learning it wrong.
that's part of that's especially with art. So many artists, they give up too soon. And it's getting a little weird, it's not working right, and they walk away. And it's really a disservice to themselves because being an artist, a starving artist, is a true thing. It's you, it's a canvas, it's a brush and paint, and you're making decisions and you're constantly like, is this okay? Does it look good? And if you could just say, here's a brush stroke, what's next? And just go on with the next color and just keep looking on your canvas, what's next? And just keep moving forward. And when you get to a point, you're like, well, that's bad, paint over it. Just put some color on top of it. But you are literally experiencing what it feels like to be an artist. You are artists, each and every one of you. You all have talent. You all have gifts. If you feel like you can't do it, just know, I know you can. I know each and every one of you have the ability to do it. And as you're working through it, you're finding your own self in the paint. It may not look like mine, but that's okay. I wish I remember the word. It's a Japanese word. How to master. Some people just master stuff so quickly and they get really good very quickly. And what it is you have a teacher, you copy your teacher, and you make art that looks like your teacher. And then as you're going on your own, you struggle with your own style and you start to work, you just do the practice, you just keep moving forward. And then there will come a point where everything will come together and it'll be yours. And then it becomes, I don't know if it's easier or not. It's like raising kids, right? You think you got it, and then all of a sudden, poof, it's like, what the hell happened? then you get cats. I'll take a picture of mine and share it in the group. If you can interject unexpected color, like Trish, you have that blue, you'll see mine. I have some of the barn red. If you can interject some of those other colors that you have into the background, into the foreground, it could be a little darker, it could be a little lighter, but some of that color, then it unifies the canvas. It doesn't feel like an alien color that just popped out of nowhere.
Okay.
And I will have to say, it's a lot more fun to paint this way, to take time to mix some colors. Yesterday I was fighting the sun and the wind and everything else. It's nice to be just in the studio and to do
Oh, you
that.
were painting outside.
Yeah. Diane, hold your painting up. Let me see.
I'm just fighting with all of it.
Look at my bratty sister. Hold it up again. She's holding up a white canvas.
Oh, she is. Oh,
There you go.
wow. Look at
It's
that.
looking good.
I look like I have Swiss Debbie roll cakes out on the field.
And they look so yummy.
I know. I just need to put like white swirls at the end. It got dark, and then when I tried to lighten it up, it just got muddy. So
Oh
I
my
had to
gosh,
let
you
it
should
dry.
do
That's what
that.
happens to me. Everything gets muddy.
Uh-huh.
You
So I
should
just
do-
decided to let it dry.
Diane, that's fine art when you do stuff like that. But Swiss rolls in the field. I'm telling you, I went to grad school and I saw some stuff and I'm like, what the heck is that? And they're like, oh, that's so good. I'm like, that's so awful. Why is it good? I hate it. Oh, that's good. You're creating an emotion. We want our art to create an emotion for someone to either make them cry, make them angry, make them happy. It's having people connect to your work, creating a dialogue. What the heck is she putting Swiss cakes in the middle of the field? I'm hungry. Let's go to Debbie's.
Swiss cakes, that's what mine look like. Swiss cake rolls.
Yeah. Mine are even the right color.
Mine are getting whited out.
That's a good
We have
idea.
ghost bales.
Mine are getting, yeah. I don't know how else to correct them.
Were they too dark or?
Oh, yeah. I'm just like,
Grab your palette knife, and palette knives are fun. They are. If you're struggling with a palette knife, just they're fun. They really are fun.
I did experiment with that today. I tried to use the palette knife. And Diane was right. It's such a light touch.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
With the
some of
palette
it's
knife.
I'm scraping away. Look at me, I'm attacking it. The cool thing about palette
What are you
knives is
scraping?
my canvas. And this is where you get to play and experiment. And you can go thicker with it. And then I'm going to pull some color through here. Oh, go in the opposite direction. So if you usually go vertically for grass,
Uh-huh.
sometimes grass lays down flat. So I'm gonna mix up a little bit darker. And I'm just gonna pull some color this way, a little flatter.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Cut some grass into it. And a lot of times the foreground is a little bit darker and brighter.
Oh, great. I put my dark in the front.
Mm.
And then you could do the like grasses that, no, don't want to do that too quick. Can you hear my knife scrape? So see how I put dark up front? No darks.
You said you put your light up front.
Light up here, but in the photo, I don't have the photo up anymore.
You did not.
Okay, see in the photo how it's a little darker up in here?
Yes.
And that's one of those things. When I took that watercolor or that acrylic painting class, you want all four corners to be different.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I was sitting in my studio looking around. I'm like, oh, huh. It's like I only had one that was different. I'm like, but it makes it more dynamic. Like my sky looks a little bit flat because it's all the same. So I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna make this one a little bit different. Using a palette knife. Pull it down into the trees. Okay, palette knife skies are fun. It's actually kind of cool.
Michelle, will you zooming in on one of your bales?
Yeah.
I didn't even think of beginning to put this back on here.
Is that
So
close
you
enough?
put blue, did you put blue on your bales, Michelle?
I did at one point.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to put the reflection of the sky up there.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
So like this one, I'll bring that one out. I lost this guy. So
Okay.
I'm just going to grab some of the sky, the blue from my sky and just kind of pull it.
Okay.
And then that's a little bit too of a hard edge going down in. So I'm just going to tickle it in and pull it down.
So when you make the face of your bale,
Yeah.
the face of your bale is fatter than the end of it.
Yeah. And it goes around. Let me see.
So, and then it's on an angled back, and then the bottom, the back edge of it.
They're different. Look at this. Look at that. They don't do anything that I thought that they did. This one goes all a complete circle, but these go to sharp edges. But I'd be careful with sharp edges. I'd clip them off a little bit.
But the angles, what you're telling us, they're dipping down.
Oh, you mean the base of it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
you
base
want
is dipping, but the back end of it
it's up higher.
is smaller.
It's smaller. Yeah. So and just kind of break it through. Don't make it like a solid line. So the front, the oval is front to the right. This side, right side is bigger. And the back side's a little bit smaller. And that's because of perspective.
And then it angles. And then this angles.
I'm not going to say hay bales are easy.
Oh, I can get in my copy. Let's get.
And it's the top edge that is a hard line, hard edge.
Top edge, hard line.
Yeah, the top and the front between the dark and the light is a harder edge. And in the back, just make it a little bit of a softer edge just because I don't want to look cartoony.
Maybe.
And I'm going up, I'm pulling light down, and I'm grabbing a little bit of color in my brush and I'm pulling mid-tone up.
I'm gonna try to do one and see if I can get it on canvas. I've got my paint mostly wet and I'm
Oh,
trying.
crappers. Oh, you know what? It's after 1.
There you go.
Peggy, are you up in my studio?
I don't know what I am. I turned.
I'm leaving the show.
If you have something else to do, it's fine.
Yes. Okay. Pull over to where you're safe and then I'll find you. Just a sec. I have to say goodbye to someone real quick. I'll be right back. Um, okay, I need to scooch.
Okay.
There's
Thank you.
right across from something.
See you later.
Bye,
Bye.
guys. Bye.
Work on it.
Okay, I'm back.
Bye, Michelle.
I'm just
Have fun.